I'm begging you to stop believing crappy social media advice. I'm not saying all educational content is bad, but you have to be more selective. You can spend your life chasing algorithm hacks, but I learned the hard way that most expert advice costs you much more than just wasted time. After years of working my way up in social media and branding, I realized the bulletproof tactics I used to control metrics were actually controlling me. Real changes only came when I did the exact opposite of what most of the gurus said. This video is going to take that weight off your shoulders, save you money, and hopefully change the way you look at social media forever. Starting strong with the advice you've heard 1,000 times. Don't reinvent the wheel, just copy what's already viral. Have you noticed what happens the moment a video goes mega viral? Within days, the internet is flooded with near identical copies. Same visuals, same scripts, same delivery. It's like a glitch in the matrix, and it happens in every language. Since English isn't my native language, I can show you what is happening in Russian-speaking feed, which is brilliantly summarized by this creator.
Это значит плохой хук. Где плохой хук? Плохой хук. Так, плохой хук. Плохой хук. Плохой хук. Да, ну хоть кто-нибудь. Это значит плохой крючок. Я понял.
Если статистика твоих рилс выглядит так, то тебе не хватает. Вот это визуальный хук.
Визуальный хук.
Визуальный хук.
Это визуальный
хук. Это визуальный хук. Это визуальный хук.
And because I consume content primarily in English, look at what I have found.
Hi, this is my first reel. I'm not famous. I have 9 followers, no professional setup. I just moved to Korea, and after just watching the content, I knew it was time to create something of my own. So I'm starting here to share my career journey and my career.
Here is the problem nobody mentions. Copying isn't free. Yes, repetition gets views, but because you weren't the source, you're now a prisoner of copying. You are permanently one step behind the original creator or whoever comes up with the next big thing. Even worse, every copy you make actually reinforces the original creator, not you. The viewer mentally files you under, this is the exact same thing that one creator did. Basically, you're just providing free marketing for them. Do this at scale and you get the dead internet. A feed of content with no actual soul behind it. Now, don't get me wrong, being inspired is fine. Take the structure, the lighting, or the framing of a hook, but never the whole thing. I'm actually so obsessed with this topic that I'm making a separate video on how to steal like an artist with dignity. So subscribe if you want to see that. But for today, remember, treat viral videos like a formula to decode, not a template to copy-paste. If you keep copy-pasting, you'll eventually feel the need to feed the algorithm at a damaging rate to your brand. I'm talking about one of the most exhausting advices of all. Post multiple times a day. This one genuinely gets under my skin. It's a one-size-fits-all rule that works exactly like toxic productivity advice. It sets an impossible bar, and when you inevitably fall short, the gurus tell you just didn't want it enough. But here is what they ignore. To publish that much content, you have to pay with something. It can be your time, your money, or the quality of the content itself. Posting multiple times a day requires not only strong willpower, but enough resources. And even if you have the resources to trade for that volume, it doesn't mean you should. In the long run, the sacrifice often doesn't justify the result. The real goal is to find your organic volume. For some, that's 1 post a day. For others, it's 2 posts a month. Every rhythm is valid as long as it's actually yours. Now, I'm all for sprints, pushing harder for a week or 2 to test an idea, but only when you're in a good place. If you aren't in the right mindset, a sprint will cost you more than it gains. Don't do it just because everyone says so. I see the power of balance every day with my clients. My client only films 2 days a month. From those 2 days, we get 2 YouTube videos and 12 Instagram posts. It's my favorite case right now because we found the balance between his life and work and stuck with it long enough to see the incredible results. So find the rhythm that lets you show up consistently without wrecking your life. And once you find it, beware of the magical pills. I'm talking about magical hashtags, perfect hook formulas, secret posting time, and those push this button tutorials. If these quick fixes actually worked, they'd work for everyone, every time. Instead, you get caught in a cycle. You get hyped, you try the hack, it fails, And by the time you realize it, the rules have already changed, so you are always hunting for the next magical pill. I've seen even the most successful, established creators fall for this. They start worrying that if they don't follow a specific upload routine, they'll make the platform angry. Let's check that, shall we? There is a creator who ran an experiment where he posted every single day on YouTube, completely ignoring every best practice and rule out there. And guess what? The platform didn't hate him. In fact, some of those videos got more traction than his usual ones, and his business grew. The idea that you need to hack the system is a lie. Here is what actually matters. Every platform tests your content with a small slice of people first. Out of the first 100 of people who see your video, how many want to share it, comment on it, or save it? If you grow those numbers steadily over time, you get the result you want. You don't need to please a faceless piece of code. You need to please your audience and learn how to communicate with them effectively. That's it. Hear me, for every unbreakable algorithm rule you believe in, give yourself 5 minutes to look for a counter-example. I promise you, you'll find it. The next big misconception is that going viral and having a lot of followers means you've made it. Going viral is actually the easy part. The hard part is to turn that reach into actual followers and sales. I've seen this pattern with my clients over and over again. The account is struggling, we start working, engagement climbs, and then one video takes off. There is a massive emotional high, the relief that the account isn't broken, the proof that the platform actually works. Then, a week later, the same client comes back down to earth and finally sees that one viral video didn't impact his life in the way he thought it would. Real growth doesn't come from spikes. It comes from a compounded strategy that pulls people into your world like a snowball, regardless of how any single video performs. The similar myth is that you need a lot of followers to make money. People look at influencers with a big following and think they're set for life. This is absolutely not true. I personally know influencers with huge followings who still struggle to generate a stable income. Meanwhile, I also know people with tiny audiences who are doing great. And I proved it myself during the pandemic. I ran an experimental account. You can still see it online. It was way before Reels became a thing. My first 100 followers were just my friends and family. Yes, I managed to grow that account to 500 followers, but more importantly, with it, I made $5,000 in a couple of months. I strongly advise you to shift your attention from views and followers to the depth of engagement. I talked about it in detail in this video. Now, some people sell you the idea that you need specific gear, cinematic editing, or trending music to get views. That is a lie, and I can prove it. Here are just a few examples of Russian-speaking and English-speaking creators who have built audiences with no fancy cuts and no background music, just with the power of their voice. If you want to spend money on something, buy a microphone. Good sound is the only must-have. Everything else is optional. Now, if you're a professional editor or editing is your creative outlet, this is not about you. I'm talking about people who spend hours polishing videos or looking for new editing tips or music without enjoying the process. They only do it because they think they have to if they want views. So if you do that, you are basically admitting two things. First, you don't think your audience is smart enough to focus without complicated, overstimulated editing. Second, you don't believe you are interesting enough to hold their attention on your own. Creating for social media should be easy. It shouldn't be an unbearable list of 1,000 steps every single time. Unless, of course, you have the full team to do the work for you. I know it's scary to sit with your own voice and try your own style. It's much easier to copy a proven script or someone else's edit. But that's exactly the point. All the rewards you want are on the other side of your fear of being seen. This leads us to the final and perhaps most damaging myth of all, that you must look a certain way to be worthy of success. The beauty influencers are the best to illustrate my point here. If you watch their content for some time, you must have noticed that almost everyone has the same decor, tone of voice, products, and editing style. In trying so desperately to fit in the industry, they become interchangeable. But after hours of scrolling, you remember only people who lean into their differences and are not afraid to stand out. For example, this creator making stylish outfits, or this girl showing her skin exactly as it is, acne and all, while admitting she's terrified of the judgment. There are two camps in this game. Camp A spends all their energy trying to find a winning strategy to copy. Camp B chooses to weaponize their vulnerability. This is the myth I relate to the most. I spent so much time paralyzed by my own flaws. I thought my English was awful, my lighting was wrong, and my apartment wasn't aesthetic enough. And I let those thoughts stop me for years. Right now, posting on YouTube every week, despite all of that, is my way of showing up for myself, flaws and all. And I've discovered something. The world didn't collapse. So I challenge you, instead of spending the next few hours looking for a new algorithm hack, find the one flaw you think is unacceptable for social media. The one you think you need to fix first before you can start. And I want you to lean into it. Record 1 to 3 videos where you're openly vulnerable. Show the messy room, speak with the accent, show your face without the filter. Even if these videos get 0 views, you will realize that this flaw has no real power over you anymore. The act itself of being imperfect on camera is what actually sets you free. And here is the biggest secret. Vulnerability is the highest form of retention. When you stop being a copy of a copy, you finally become a creator worth following. Try it out, then come back and tell me in the comments how it went.